The domain of a function is a set of all x coordinates of every point on the graph of that function. And since there are infinitely many points on the graph of this function, there are infinitely many x coordinates, and so we can't possibly list them all out one by one. So we have to give our domain as an interval where we're saying that all of the points have x coordinates that are numbers between our left endpoint of the interval and our right endpoint of the interval. So our interval is going to go from least to greatest. So we want to just think of essentially what are we allowed to plug in for x here. And oftentimes it's an easier question to answer of what are we not allowed to plug in. Well, we don't really have any restrictions here. We can essentially plug in whatever number we want for x, and we would get a number answer. And so our domain is going to be all real numbers. Now, the types of restrictions that we would sometimes see would normally be fractions with variables in the denominator. Dividing by 0 is undefined, and so we want to make sure that we're not plugging things in for x that would lead us to dividing by 0. And then also square roots. Since the square root of negative numbers are imaginary, we would want to make sure that whatever we're plugging in for x does not lead us to getting any negatives inside square roots. Well, we don't have any variables and denominators here, and we don't have any square roots, so most of the time in those cases our domain is just going to be all real numbers, which as an interval is from negative infinity to infinity.